On this episode of Demoted, we are talking family dinners.
How do you tell your grandpa what you do for work?
How do you tell your parents that what you do is actually meaningful, even though all it really is making calls?
How do you explain AI to your mom?
Very concisely and very easily explain your job to your parents, or the rest of your family for that matter.
We also talk about what the heck Ross and I are doing this holiday season.
We're gonna get into some weird corporate confessions that are also holiday themed.
We also tell a story about a boss named Melvin.
He may or may not have driven his car through the office building because he was upset.
But he was also a sweetheart.
Demoted.
Happy holidays.
Jingle bells, jingle.
Happy holidays. If you're listening to this, it's what, Christmas Eve? What day is it?
It's somewhere close to Christmas.
You're
/
snuggled
Hanukkah.
up with a little eggnog, because of course that's your drink of choice.
That nog, which I think is overrated personally.
I don't know if I've tasted eggnog.
It's not that good.
Okay.
It's not that good.
Doesn't seem like something I'd like. I do like a drink though, when they're like, oh, just, there's a little whipped egg white on top. I'm
it's
like,
a nice
oh,
touch.
I mean, like, hit me with that.
Right.
Absolutely good with some whipped egg white.
You know the bartender's like, this sucks to make.
Yes. Yes.
100 of those, please.
Please, 100.
Hello, Moterheads. Happy holidays to all of you out there.
Yes.
I just want to say we are in an office right now. We are in the Zoom info office, as we always are. But there's no less than 100 people in here. We are fully zoo animals. There is a huge conference going on right now, and I can see slightly through it's people priorities is what I saw on the slides over there. So
okay.
if we pause for a second, if things get weird, if we kind of dial it back slightly, it's just because we're scared.
Yep. We're
being
really
watched.
scared. There's a lot of people. They came with bagels this morning, it appears. We walked in.
Yep.
And so we've been sort of debating for the last hour, like, can we steal them?
Right. Making jokes like,
I made a joke to one of the
Wouldn't it be
guys.
funny?
Like,
Yeah.
I made a joke to one of the guys. Like, is it cool if I grab a bagel? He froze immediately. They seem...
I mean, yeah, we ate.
They kind of seem like engineers. I don't think they really want to talk to us.
I wouldn't want to talk to us either if I was them.
I agree. So what's our agenda for today? We're talking about how to talk about work with your family.
Yeah. The fam. Are you doing something with your life? Are you not? Do they understand what you do? How do you explain it in layman's terms so they're not like, that sounds dumb?
Yep.
It's a constant battle.
How do you tell your grandpa Jack that you're an SDR?
Right.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Kind of these fun dinner table convos. We have a couple more corporate confessions lined up. Dear Demoted, promoted, demoted, and we'll just get you out of here, like let you kind of roll on into the holiday spirit.
Because Santa's coming to town.
Exactly. Santa's busy.
I'm rocking a Santa hat, even
We're
though I'm
both
Jewish.
in Santa hats. Can we guess how each other's holiday dinners would go?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to go first?
You want me to start?
I don't care.
I mean, I picture your family holiday dinners as there's a lot going on. Your younger sister,
That's facts.
Lee, who's my age,
Yep.
is probably holed up in her room with her headphones on, F all of these people. I don't even believe in holidays.
Depends which half the family's there, but yeah.
Really? So she likes
not
one.
holed up.
She likes one. She doesn't like the other.
There's the classic political battle.
Yep, got it.
Yeah.
She's like, I just don't even want to speak to that person because I just don't align with them.
Because I'm just going to get mad.
Ideologically.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Wynn has taken a full tin of edibles and not just one or two, just the full tin is cleaned up. That was
He's a ginger.
that was his homage bouge.
Yeah. Yep.
Dare I say.
Yep.
Carrie's running around. Your mom is just apron on.
Losing her fucking mind.
Yeah. Are your rooms clean, kids?
Yeah.
You're I'm 35.
I don't even live here.
I don't live here. I don't even have a room. But yes, it's clean. Your dad's kind of quietly reading. I picture readers on the tip of his nose. He's
Somewhat.
reading, but he's also talking to people. He's in the corner. Maybe he's watching some TV, watching some sports. And you're just being a little shit.
Yeah.
You're microdosing on shrooms. You're like, Mom, I'm sorry my tummy hurts. It's just the shrooms. And she's like, Ross, please, you're a grown man.
Yeah.
Then you all sit down and stuff gets political and you're in heated debates. You're a very intelligent family. So I'm sure you're everyone's coming with a good argument.
Right. And I'm just playing devil's advocate just to piss my sister off.
Totally. Yeah.
Just trying to let her
You're
know she's in a bubble.
I did see on Joe Rogan that.
I have it on good authority. I saw on Reddit.
Yeah.
You're almost spot on. So our family does a big, massive, extended family Christmas Eve party.
Okay.
And I know I'm Jewish, but we do both. So my dad, all of those things are correct. My mom's freaking out.
Yeah.
My mom has been cooking, planning
Mrs.
shit for days.
Claus.
She has someone else also come in and help her cook that night. So it's she's I need to work the room. She brings in a massive charcuterie board.
Yes.
There's about 30
It takes
people.
up a whole table.
She's been stressing about it for weeks,
Yes.
trying to figure out where people are going to sit. Cause we can't even fit this many people in the house.
No.
I've been like arguing, we need to do standing tables, kind of like a buffet style, just like eat when you want to eat.
Grab and go.
She does bring in a bartender because my mom likes to get after it.
Smart.
Dave. He's there every year.
I wasn't even considering who's boozing down. Who boozes the most out of your immediate family?
My mom.
Got it.
For sure.
Chardonnay?
Vodka just.
On the rocks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, martini. She's a big martini gal, but she'll drink a lot of wine as well. My dad is. So we do have a family tradition where we all take a shot together of vodka.
Oh, I like that.
We go in a little side room and we cheers each other. And
just the immediate family.
Just, brother, sister, mom, dad.
Nice.
And me. And then the Christmas party basically begins. Everybody gets housed. People are like, I don't want to sit next to this family member, mostly because like, they're old and weird and it's like, it's not as fun. My parents are like, we're doing assigned seating. So you guys, all the kids don't just go over the corner and have fun.
Kids table.
Yeah. Because all the kids are 30s.
We're all here to talk.
We're all in our 30s losing our mind. Yeah, we do sneak out and go rip the Benjamin.
Yep, of course.
Of course, our eyes are just bloodshot, but everybody knows at this point kind of how it rolls.
We're grown adults. I just had our first kind of holiday gathering. We call it the best friends breakfast, and I'm still considered a kid, so I get a gift. I open my every kid gets $50. I'm like, thank you so much.
I know what I'm going to spend this on,
and everyone's like, Nat, you're kind of too old for this. Like, what's going on? I'm like, hang
definitely
on,
way too old.
Hold the phone. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm just a baby.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just a little baby.
Do you guys do gifts?
We do gifts.
Okay.
But so like my brother and I have, and even my sister, we have the understanding that our gift is that we won't give each other gifts, so we don't have to give each other gifts.
Yep.
Because the stress of giving a gift
is such a nightmare.
It's such a nightmare. And it's like worth it to be the gift to not have that stress.
I've sort of turned into Mrs. Well, you'll guess my whatever, but I love gift giving.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I have a feeling because you like,
I come
some
in with
people
a
have a mind
huge
for that.
sack of gifts. My dad's like, please, no, I don't want any of this.
I know, we can
I'm
talk
like,
about
Jim,
that.
you're
It's
getting designer sneakers. I don't give a shit
right.
what
When
you
do you
say.
get the people who feel like, it's like my mom, I feel like she has everything. Like what the hell am I supposed to get her?
I know.
Her thing is, she's like, I just want time with you. And I'm like, okay, anything but that.
No, please.
How about anything else?
Anything? Is there anything like physical material that you want?
Something I can throw money at.
Because time is not on the table.
The last piece is that my dad on the Christmas, my dad is not like a super rambunctious outgoing, but he likes to dress in a Santa outfit and just be at the party in a Santa outfit. Everybody else is dressed nice.
I love that. I should have called that.
His is just like kind of a ratty Santa costume.
It's so old. He's been wearing it for years. It's so old.
And we play these games. We used to play this game where my dad would think of a famous person or like it could be even a cartoon character, someone, and everyone gets a card and you don't know what yours is, but he kind of thinks about who you are and like kind of tries to pick a person. And it's basically 21 questions where you have it above your head and you have to go around the party asking everyone questions about the person, yes or no questions about the person that my dad has assigned to you.
I love that.
And so we also did bingo last year, which was the most old person thing I've ever done in my life. I did come up with a dub.
I did win. Before. Yeah, of course.
Which was absolutely huge, but my dad loves to do games.
The best TikTok meme that I've seen that is the most relatable is your boyfriend's family explaining a game to you.
Oh yeah.
And it just starts to sound like, and then and then you get
you take the doodad, which gives you 2 mountain cards. Yeah, exactly. And you're just like,
and then I'm like, so then like you would win if you not so fast.
Yeah, not so fast because then I would counter you with, and you're like,
with a shooting ladder.
You know what? Why don't we just play around and you'll get it?
How about you guys play? I'll just watch because you're operating on such a different level than me, and no amount of like weed or booze is going to make this okay.
Of course.
So game playing, I freak out.
Yeah, the game playing is, it's, I don't know.
Like I just 100% wouldn't know who this person was in history.
Right.
She's blind, mute, and deaf, and she's built a
miracle worker,
full career for herself.
I don't know. Oprah?
Is it? Okay. Anyway, you guess my family dinner.
Okay, I mean, I kind of imagine
family, just like dynamic.
Yeah, you guys come down to Palo Alto. Harry comes in, mom, dad. I feel like it's mostly your core family.
Yes.
I feel like you guys are pretty close. You and your mom, like you get into it. You love each other, but you just get into it. And you're watching, you're like, I can't tell if they have tremendous trauma or if this is just like kind of how they are. And once you're exposed, you're like, oh, that's just like they love each other so much. It's full of hate. There's so much hate that they love each other. It's like you've gone full like 360 back to love.
So funny.
Your brother's just kind of like chill. He's just like kind of there. He's just kind of like doing his thing, chipping in from time to time.
Yep.
Dad's an observer. He's kind of watching you. You're bitten.
Yeah.
You're bitten. They're like, so how are things going? You're like, well, I've got this idea. And they're like down.
Yeah.
They're like down to ride. They don't totally get it, but they're down to ride.
Oh, so down to ride. Number one fans. What do you think like the Christmas morning is?
I feel like you guys do the presents thing. I
Yeah.
feel like you guys got the tree going. It fucking, looks nice. Maybe you put on the music, some Christmas tunes.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like a thing. It's a real Christmas morning minus the snow.
It's a real Christmas morning.
You come in with a
California.
big old sack of goodies.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
That
you're...
my mom's wrapped because, of course, I can't do that myself.
No. So I'm curious about Harry's involvement in all this because that's the biggest wild card in my mind. I'm like, is he...
Harry's so chill. He's such a chiller.
Okay, he is a chiller. That's kind of what I've thought, but I wasn't sure if
Yeah.
maybe you were both very similar and he's just like coming in hot.
So the funniest part about my house and my life and us growing up is that my brother and I have a Jack and Jill bathroom. So us at age 27 and 25 share a bathroom.
Okay.
So we have each of our doors go into it. So the biggest issue around holidays is using the restroom, and Harry's always in the shower when I need to get ready.
Of course.
He's sitting on the pot doing who knows what.
Yeah. Scrolling.
He's manscaping at the worst time, middle
Yeah.
of the day. It's just
I had to leave.
No,
and now you choose
it's
you have all day to do
horrible.
nothing
It's
and do this.
It's the biggest fight we have when we travel. Of course, when we travel, we share a room too. So that's our biggest qualm. But I think Christmas morning also, since we were kids, we have this hallway and then it goes out to the living room and we call this the barrier.
Okay.
And when we were kids, the magic of Christmas would die if we crossed the barrier, probably because now looking back, my parents were finishing wrapping stuff up and trying to,
My
get
dad was
everything
taking
out.
a bite out of the cookie
Yes,
to make
taking
sure
a bite out
Santa
of the cookie, stomping the coal footprints, all that stuff. And
it took me way too long to figure out that my parents, we'd go to bed and my parents would just stay up late and be like, okay, take a bite out of the cookie, pour out some of the milk.
Oh, yeah.
Set it up and
Move
then
the
go to
elf on
bed
the
because they
shelf.
wake up. I'd wake up first.
Have you seen the elf on the shelf stuff? That parents are just like, God, this elf is ruining my life. Never start elf on the shelf with your kids.
Wait, so what is elf on the shelf? I mean, I know
the elf just moves around and does stuff in the house,
Oh,
and the
okay,
kids freak out.
Okay.
I saw this video of this kid waking up with drawn on glasses and a nose, and the elf's holding a Sharpie. And they're like, did he do this to you?
Oh, that's funny.
And kids are just so curious. And that's
God,
cool.
I want to.
But anyway,
I'm gonna prank
us as grown adults, we still can't cross the barrier. So Harry and I have the biggest bit of we want to go. We want to go.
Yeah.
Mom, can I get a coffee? Can't cross it. So we just do that. And Harry gets us one gift every year. We know exactly what it's going to be because he's sitting and he probably orders it. He orders it on Black Friday every year. He's like, Nat, you want that aloe set? Okay. I'm ordering it.
Yeah, no surprises anymore.
I need the Black Friday deal. And then he hands it to me. He's like, surprise. So
that sounds right.
That's fun.
That sounds right.
I love Christmas. It is my immediate family.
Yeah. I do love Christmas.
This year
too.
we're actually going to my friend Mamie's house, or who's my godparents, my parents' best friends. It's gonna be a friend Christmas, which will be so fun.
We usually nowadays we travel Christmas Day, being just the best time to travel. So we fly out because we do the big Christmas party. Everyone's super hungover. We get on a plane the next morning and fly somewhere. So now we're doing Christmas presents opening on the 22nd or 3rd.
So yeah, those are our Christmases. We're probably doing what we just said we were as we speak, I guess, Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And should we do I explain my job as an influencer to you as my grandfather, a little role play?
Well, Natalie, I've always been curious about your career. I've never really understood.
Yeah, Grandpa Jack. I'm an influencer, actually.
What exactly does that mean?
So I make videos, comedy stuff. I post it online. It is weird, Grandpa Jack. I understand if you didn't really get it.
But it sounds like me and the boys back in the barracks. We had a Marilyn Monroe. Are you familiar with her?
I am familiar.
She wore this dress down to her shoulders.
Yes, showed a lot of collarbone.
The boys we love that.
It's a little different than the picture of Marilyn Monroe in the barracks with the boys. It's more short form video.
Like television.
Yeah.
Are you a TV star?
Yeah. So it's not really TV. It's on a phone. You know, the iPhone that we had Dad set up for you when you graduated from the Jitterbug?
I don't use it that much. The text is too small.
I know, but you use it sometimes when we FaceTime. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So that's what I do. I make videos that people watch on their little phones.
And you can make money from that.
Yes. Yeah. I do make money. I make a decent amount of money, actually, Grandpa Jack.
Well, I'm very proud of you, and maybe one day you can send me one of them, assuming you're not showing too much collarbone.
Yes, of course. And I think you might be thinking it's a little different, more inappropriate videos. Or is that what you're thinking?
I guess I just sort of assumed it was for the boys.
Yeah, it's less for the boys. It's actually more for the girls.
Why would you do that? It seems more lucrative with, men being the breadwinners.
I know, Grandpa Jack, but things have changed. It's 2024.
If you want to send us a poster, we could put it up in the mess hall.
And scene. Thank you, Grandpa Jack.
Okay.
Here's how to explain what you do to your family at your nearest holiday party.
I'm an account executive. I convince people to buy things while pretending that I'm not convincing people to buy things.
I'm a consultant. I give advice to companies on how to do their job while avoiding doing my job myself.
I'm a data scientist. I gargle data and I spit out insights.
I'm in private equity. I spend 100 hours a week buying companies, firing people, and then selling them for more money.
It's like flipping houses, but with severance packages.
Yay.
I'm a project manager. I get paid to send calendar invites and say, quote, can you see my screen in meetings? That's it.
That's it.
That's all I do.
Simple. I'm a software developer. I type magical spells into computers. You wouldn't understand.
I definitely wouldn't understand. I'm a product manager. I tell engineers what to build, and then I apologize to them once they build exactly what I've told them to. Let's get to some corporate confessions.
We had so many last week that we just had to come back and share a few more with you. Thank you for sending, by the way, Moterheads.
Yes,
I think some of you have been to some holiday parties, and so these are maybe fresh off the press.
Fresh off the press.
Well, it started off a week before the company Christmas party. The SVP of sales would use HubSpot email tracking so it would log in his emails to the CRM. Saw an email that they were firing me. Oh no. CEO is hosting the party at his personal $5 million mansion. Got caught fucking my wife in the wine cellar. Went out with a bang.
Nice. Our team hated our boss so much that everyone RSVP'd no to the holiday party and said they'd only go during paid time, so it became a super uncomfy lunch in the middle of the week. Boss conveniently forgot to order gifts for two of the people we knew she hated the most.
What a great company culture.
We love petty.
I love just like a communal kind of unionized no, a resounding no.
Nothing like the people rising up against the oppressor.
Yeah.
God, you love to see it.
Here's another corporate confession. Holiday party confesh. I work in a doctor's office. I love when we just have like nurses listening.
Just rant. Like, yeah,
I
love it.
Like, thank you for
if
being
you're not
a
in
Moterhead.
tech, thank you for being here.
Thank you
if
for
you're
being
in tech,
here.
thank you for being here. But also,
we have
like, if
teachers, nurses, all of it. Anyway, years ago at our holiday Christmas party, a staff member who was notoriously insufferable and kind of a creep towards the men at the company got drunk and told the wife of one of the doctors that she wanted to fuck her husband. Said this to her face. No shame. She eventually got fired for sexual harassment years later after pinching another doctor's butt. Some people have no shame.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
Yeah.
Going, boop, boop. Nice butt, doc.
Sometimes I will playfully spank you, but in more of a punishment way.
Right.
When you're being annoying.
Like you're being bad. Yeah.
You're being bad.
No, I seriously go curl up in the corner and just feel sad.
Get out of here.
I'm like such a sad boy.
Talon has the paddle usually.
Yeah. And he takes a good swing.
We believe in a little spanking.
A little bit of that corporal punishment. Just a little bit.
But this person is obviously breaking the rules and should be fired.
So hearing these holiday party stories, I'm absolutely compelled to share this timeless classic that has absolutely shaped who I am as a person. At the time, I worked for what was classified as a startup. We often got buck wild enough that our entire organization was completely banished from an entire hotel chain. I hope that sets the scene. My direct manager was an absolute sweetheart, always advocating for us, regularly pushing back against management, encouraged us to show a little cleave to the elderly to close a deal. An absolute doll he was. Okay. He had a tough childhood and some wild stories, but we all loved him, and he transformed our location from a dumpster fire to the best performing location in the whole org, the rock of the org, the Rocky Balboa of the space. Just great. So we'll call him Melvin. We're going to go with Melvin on this one. Okay. Not a lot of Melvins out there. He was feeling that some changes were coming. My best friend and myself decided this would be the time to move out. But Melvin decided to trust the people he regularly stood up against at the worst possible time. Dude invested in a mansion in the downtown area because he was so reassured no changes were coming. Well, Melvin was wrong, and he absolutely was devastated by the new changes. Dude literally drove his car through the front glass windows of the building. He apparently shouted, "Fuck you," or something similar, as many of the employees in the office heard. As they stood surrounded by broken glass and a brand new car in the building, he backed up, tried to drive off. It was in the news and everything. You were a true goat of the company. Legitimately hope you find your way. Love the pod. Thanks for the best, most honest sales content out there. Corp Natalie and Corp Bro.
Wow.
Bless up, Melvin.
This felt like sort of a letter to Melvin.
Yeah, like an ode.
Like an ode. Like you were truly the goat of the company. It's like, Are you able to speak? Is he in jail? Are you able to like message him? It seems like you really liked that
Melvin
he encouraged you to show a little cleave.
Yeah, to show a little cleave, to like lean into who we are as people. We're just a bunch of hotties. And to close these deals, he was like, why don't you show a little something, sweetheart? Hey, toots. Why don't you show a little bit of them titties?
But Melvin was the Rocky Balboa of the space.
I love that. That recommendation could go so wrong, but he's like, why don't you show them? They're like, fuck yeah, Melvin.
You know what, Melvin? I never thought of that.
Yeah, you're the GOAT.
Buys a bombshell from Victoria's Secret.
Yeah.
That paragraph, I just have to hone in on this specifically. It took so many twists and turns.
It did.
My direct manager was an absolute sweetheart. What am I picturing? An older woman.
Yeah, me too, me too. Me too.
Like an absolute sweet woman. Okay. Always advocating for us, regularly pushing back about management. And then this line, encouraged us to show a little cleave to the elderly to close.
I know. What the fuck?
So I'm like, okay, so she's now this badass pimp.
Yeah.
Like she's still a sweetheart, but she's a badass pimp. An absolute doll he was.
He was, yeah, he was. I was like, okay, I'm going to assume that was maybe a typo. And then no.
No, it was not.
We'll call him Melvin.
Okay. Anyway, that was a lot.
But she's also like, he was feeling some changes coming, but he decided no changes were coming.
I love doing that.
Melvin should have listened to his heart.
That's like when I feel something bad about myself and I'm like, no, I actually decided I'm not a bad person.
Yeah, I don't feel that
and
anymore.
I don't feel that way. Yeah. And I decided my fate. Right. It's in my hands. When actually,
and then he drove a car through an office.
I love that. I love an act of rage. Thank you for this.
Oh, Melvy. Sweet Melva Love.
So much of our time on this pod reading your stories is just dissecting both the grammar and the writing.
Yeah.
And trying to follow that. And then like we'd spend a little bit of time on the actual confession and the content.
Yeah.
And we'll work on that. We'll work on that.
I sat here mouth agape, mind blown, aghast at Melvin. I hope he's doing well. Now here's some quickies.
Colleague mixed sleeping pills and alcohol at the corporate holiday retreat and went to bed early. Somehow he stumbled back into the ballroom, butt naked.
Sometimes you mix the wrong concoction and you show up butt naked somewhere.
Your been there. Party. Everyone's been there. I think every Motorhead listening is like, I have been there.
Oh my God. So me. My GF and I work at the same company and she hooked up with my boss. We all walked in.
Was it a threesome?
Right. And when they say we all walked in.
Were you in an open relationship?
Who's the we?
The whole company? Yeah, like, why am I picturing the whole company kind of coming up on this? Okay.
Ooh, that sucks, Jared.
Gotcha.
Everyone looks at him.
Looks direct to camera.
Seinfeld music plays.
Yeah. Here's another one. Intern leaving party accepts an offer to share a taxi with the CEO. Intern ends up throwing up on the CEO's wife. Oh my God. Holy career limiting move. What CEO shares any ride with any employee?
One with way too much trust. One who will never do so again.
Yes.
That's what I'll say. Employee stripped naked in the handicap stall, refused to come out. It was her second week. I love the no context here. Why? Drunk? Threw up? Shit her pants? I don't know.
Coworker got so drunk, she got kicked out of the bar by 8 p.m., forgot her address, and our boss called her mom. This morning,
she was 37.
No, me, a 27-year-old woman. This morning, I'm on the phone with Annie. We're talking about like some kind of slight issue, and I just go, I gotta call my mom. Yeah, like us, dealing with a work issue. Me, I immediately beat my mom.
Sorry, my mom. I gotta call my mom real quick. I totally forgot. Sorry, I'll call you right back.
Yeah, we have to solve this. So let me call my mom.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Oh my God.
Last year, a fight broke out between 3 employees on the dance floor. Spouses too. God, I wish there was a video. My phone comes out immediately.
Are you a filmer? I have a friend who's like always getting B-roll, and she has just an arsenal of stuff.
When I generally not at all. In fact, it's a problem. I need to be doing more of that for my own shit. But if a fight breaks out, I'm like, world star.
I never grab my phone. We were in an Uber, my friends and I, with this kind of deranged driver, and he kicked us out of the Uber. We actually were coming home from a dinner, not drunk, intoxicated, nothing.
Were you having a weird conversation about some?
We were kind of rehashing the night. We were kind of God, that kind of talking, but not even. We were that guy was so weird.
Sure.
Whatever.
Debriefing.
We were 3
Just
girls debriefing.
Yeah.
And he pulls the car over. He's like, you guys are having such a disgusting conversation. Get out of my car. And I look over and my friend Maddie's filming him. I'm like, how'd you know what? She's like, I just wanted to get it just in case when he started pulling over, I got scared. I'm like, that would be the last thing that I would do. He's pulling over. I'm like, well, sir, whoa.
We can figure this out, please. What, you want a tip? I'll give you a 5-star rating?
Yeah, that was oh my God, I almost got kidnapped in college. Anyway,
that is a story we'll need to come back to.
So that was on film and I will not be sharing the film, but
okay.
Yes.
Okay. My work husband met my real husband and it did not go well. We talked about this last pod.
The word work husband and work wife needs to be retired.
Security found a giant poop on the floor of the men's bathroom at the party.
I'm so glad you read that.
Me too.
Because you love that.
My soul is filled.
At the holiday party last year, a Gen Z girl in HR accused my boss's wife of trying to make out with her in the bathroom.
Someone brought a random girl from SantaCon still wearing an elf costume.
The SantaCon to work party pipeline is insane.
Yes. What are your thoughts on SantaCon? Let's set the scene of SantaCon really quick.
SantaCon's this Saturday. Every major city has it. You dress up as Santa. You're drunk from, 9 a.m. to probably
to whenever
4
you're still
a.m.
standing.
To whenever you're still standing.
To as long as you can stand.
Yeah.
When's the last time you went to SantaCon?
3 years ago. And I had to retire. I had to hang up the Mrs. Claus suit.
I vividly remember coming to in the middle of like San Francisco, just walking by myself.
Yeah.
It was like,
there's like a brown paper bag and a bottle.
Where have I been?
No,
and
where have I been?
I'm never doing this again.
No.
It's probably been 10 years for me.
I'm sadly never going back.
Yeah. Maybe not quite 10.
My younger brother will be attending, but it's and
it's also hilarious. Like as now an elder in the city and you drive around on SantaCon day, you're just like, ooh, it's freezing outside and she's wearing that.
Seeing it in broad daylight is so difficult to watch.
It is.
Because I'm like, that was me. I'm not above it.
No, I had a great time.
I sort of want to be there deep down, but I have to limit myself.
I know the cost. The cost is far too great for me.
Far too great.
But, have a time. Go off, kings and queens.
Few more here. Dress code was cocktail, but I dressed as an elf on purpose.
That's silly.
Sometimes that's fun.
That's some shit I would do.
I like dressing up. It's like the girl on The Bachelor who showed up in a dolphin costume and she became Dolphin Girl.
Right. Like I would dress up in something completely ridiculous and it's just like not sexy, not like clever, just like why?
Like Alphaba. It's like, why are you taking it this far? It's too much.
I went to a dance in college wearing an inner tube.
Good.
Because I thought that was funny.
And it was probably for 2 seconds.
And then I had to leave because I was taking up so much space.
Yep.
Okay.
I ended up on the Westwood Bowl in my evening gown. I guess the high slit served its purpose.
There's a bar called Westwood in San Francisco.
And there is a bowl.
There's a mechanical bull. And I admit it, I have not been there in years.
Have you been on the bowl?
No.
You're a little bitch.
Yes. That is not something I need on camera. Dude, how many corporate bros are just sitting there just like, oh shit, it's Corp on the bowl.
Waiting.
And I'm just like,
why is this how guys hold phones?
Like I'm grinding that bowl. Like I'm moaning on that bowl. And everyone's like, why is he loving this?
It. You're literally loving it. That would be career ending for you.
Just the sexiest way to ride a bull. That's your boy.
These were some Quickie confessions. Please send us recorded messages of your stories from your holiday parties.
Yes, we want the voice memos. Now, make them as concise as you can, but we want to hear your sweet voices. Please send them to us in voice memo.
And if you want us to add an effect to your voice because you're scared, you want to be anonymous, we will absolutely add a voice effect.
But I will say no one gives a shit who you are. And I do. No, we do. I didn't mean it like that. But but nobody's digging your voice.
If what's stopping you from that is I don't want my voice to be heard, we'll put an effect on it. We just want to hear it from you.
Yeah, we'll put a little effect if you say so. But, you can leave out the personal details, make up names, do whatever you want. Guys, it's fun. We're having fun here. We're just people doing people stuff.
Especially if it's stories from your old job. It's not gonna, we just want to hear it.
Statute of limitations. Think about it.
We're up here being vulnerable. Why can't you? I'm kidding. But if you want to submit it, we've done it before. It's hilarious. I love hearing the stories from the Moterheads.
Me too. It's just the storytelling is just so much better than us trying to dissect your third grade writing. Do you ever wish you're when you're on winter break and you just wish you could learn something new?
Do you ever have an insatiable desire to learn?
Yes, a thirst, if you will. People say I'm thirsty, but it's really for learning.
It's for knowledge, it's for learning, and it's really for masterclass.
Yes, and if you want to learn something new, maybe completely separate from your job, go to masterclass.com and take a class. 10 out of 10, recommend. I've done it.
And if you're that dude that's the 23rd, which is probably when this episode comes out, maybe the 24th, and you're like, shoot, I don't have a gift.
Yeah.
No worries. Gift your family, your friends, masterclass. Just picture the celebrity your loved one wish they could hang out with.
Cooking techniques from Thomas Keller.
Vocal lessons from Mariah Carey.
Her song is playing on repeat everywhere all the time
I don't want... Okay.
Writing with Malcolm Gladwell.
Rock climbing with Alex Honnold.
Even skateboarding with Tony Hawk. My bones are breakable. I won't be doing that one.
We should skateboard together sometime.
I'm more of a rollerblade guy.
Are you a goofy footer?
I am. Is Goofy left foot forward?
I don't know. Watch the Tony Hawk masterclass. Maybe that would help.
That's exactly right. And I think I'm going to do that. So for a gift that is always on time and lasts a lifetime, you can't do better than Masterclass.
Masterclass always has great offers during the holidays, sometimes up to as much as 50% off. Head over to masterclass.com/demoted for the current offer.
That is up to 50% off at masterclass.com/demoted.
Masterclass.com/demoted.
All right, let's get back into it.
Here's all I want for Christmas, Office Edition.
All I want for Christmas is a day of no calendar invites from my manager.
All I want for Christmas is an office holiday party that isn't just us huddled around eating pizza.
All I want for Christmas is a LinkedIn connection that doesn't immediately pitch slap me.
All I want for Christmas is fair pay.
All I want for Christmas is a Slack message that doesn't start with quick question. Because it's never a quick question.
It's never quick. You're wasting my time. All I want for Christmas is the ability to take my PTO without my boss saying, is it an emergency?
All I want for Christmas is a goddamn bonus.
Nice.
All right, promoted, demoted. Do we like it? Do we not? And I'll start mall Santas.
It's the only Santa I've ever known.
Yeah.
So promoted.
Yeah.
Where else do Santas hide?
North Pole, I guess, allegedly.
I remember getting confused when there were so many malls. There was a Santa at Hillsdale. There was a Santa at Stanford Shopping Center.
Right.
Santa at Westfield here in San Francisco.
He's on tour.
I don't know how my parents fielded so many of my curious questions.
Did you ever sit on Santa's lap at the mall?
All the time.
Really?
My brother and I still go every year. We get a photo.
I was way too scared. Again, little bitch. Yeah, yeah. Strangers, Santa. Like,
Santa's way too scary.
What if he sees through me?
Yeah.
You know, what if he knows I was a bad boy?
Totally. Naughty list.
Yeah. So I can't live with that.
Kids just shrieking with terror on Santa's lap is the funniest
sobbing
stuff
like
ever.
That's a photo I want.
Yeah.
To see some kid crying on Santa's lap.
That so
fires
funny.
me up.
That was definitely you. So Mall Santa's promoted.
We'll promote him.
Promoted or demoted New Year's kisses.
I'm going to promote.
Okay.
I'm going to promote.
Okay, you dirty little New Year's boy.
I mean, New Year's Eve, Beck and I get dressed up. Like, first kiss of the year.
What do you typically do New Year's Eve?
We're usually traveling.
Okay.
So we'll be in some place. Like this year we'll be in Hawaii.
I always find I struggle to find a New Year's Eve plan. I think New Year's Eve is the most overhyped holiday.
That I do agree with.
And where am I supposed to go? Like dressing to the nines in San Francisco. There's no bar. There's no fun event.
No house party with the homies.
Yeah.
I'm here for the house
parties. I'll be in Hawaii as well. Matt, you will be receiving a nice big kiss from me.
A nice big wet one.
Big kiss. Okay.
Promoted.
Love New Year's Eve kisses. That's so
But
cute.
I do 100% agree. Going to a club, going to some bar, New Year's Eve, New York, San Francisco, you pay all this money. You can't even get to the bar in them.
It's a prefix. If you do the dinner, the whole thing. It's
a whole thing.
It's
very overpriced, overrated. Agreed.
Promoted or demoted? Raleigh, North Carolina, quote, the Silicon Valley of the East.
Here's
Says
the thing.
Who?
Here's the thing. Raleigh has kind of a bus and tech game right now. Who was I with yesterday? Who's like, I was talking to someone, sales leaders. Like, I'm in Raleigh, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cracker. Like the amount of people, a lot of offices. I think Apple has an office there now. Like
I just think everyone is
there.
saying they're the Silicon Valley of
blank.
Like Harry's moving to Nashville.
Right.
Silicon Valley of what is that?
Eastern, I don't know.
Southeast.
Yeah. Silicon Slopes in Utah. Silicon Beach in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're the OGs here.
Okay, so promoted because you talked to one person on the phone.
No, I've talked to a lot of people. No, truly, there are a lot of tech companies there. But I've never been, so I can't confirm or deny.
Can't promote.
I can't promote in good conscience. Promoted, demoted, extreme Christmas decorating or Hanukkah decorating. Let's say holiday decorating.
I'm picturing from, is it A Christmas Story when the woman's with the gun, shooting up the lights onto the house?
Yes, I know. I don't know if that's Christmas Story. What is that?
It's not Christmas Story.
I don't know what it is.
I
know what you're talking about, though, but I love Christmas lights.
I do love Christmas lights. It's just the older I get, the more I realize it's just such a labor of love that my mom actually did. And she spends so much time making our house like a little winter wonderland. And I love it. But I'm just God, this is so much effort. I put one silver Christmas tree in my room. Yep. You would think I had worked day and night. It was the hardest task I've ever done. Becca
and I just put up our tree. We turn on the Christmas
it's such a
music.
labor of love.
Yeah, I mean, it's you make it a special little time. My dad, in LA, there was this area called Candy Cane Lane, which is just basically all these houses in a row. We're all about the lights, hardcore lights. And we just go drive through and I'd be like, this is so fucking sick.
I know. It's it's easier said than done.
Oh my God, you got to hire someone to get up on the roof.
How do you get on the roof?
No, you got to hire someone.
If you're feeling you know what, I don't have it in me to do holiday decorations, don't.
Yeah, don't. But I'm going to promote them because I think it's awesome.
But I'm for sure promoting them if you have the energy. Yep. Final one. Promoted or demoted, finding hidden presents as a kid, parentheses, or as adult son Ross.
As your adult son Ross. There's an inside joke there. I don't know if I can totally tell. I'm going to tell it anyway. Becca says I can't tell it. Here's what happened. I'm going to be very general here. I got in trouble for shooting a video in a place I wasn't supposed to that my parents, or I should say my family, was a member of. I was banned from said place for several years. And in the letter from the GM, was like it said, quote, due to the actions of your adult son, Ross. And was it a childish thing I did? Yeah, sure, fine. It really wasn't that big of a deal, but they didn't like it. And so now the joke is that I'm their adult son, Ross, who makes these mistakes. And one day I will name something adult son Ross. So that's what Talon is referencing here.
I love
since
adult son
reinstated.
Ross. Yes.
I served my suspension.
You did.
And I'm allowed back.
Well, I'm proud of you. You're kind of everyone's adult son, Ross. Now you're the people's adult son, Ross, and we love you for it. And
but finding presents as a kid,
hidden presents promoted. My parents every year hide the final big gift. We open all these like kind of great gifts, but they're just.
But
the
there's always one.
Bouge.
Yeah, right. There's one special.
And then they're like,
one.
all right, wrap it up. My dad's like stuffing all in the trash. Yeah. Like they're cleaning up. They'll take hours to like let the dust settle, and Harry and I are kind of looking at each other like, is it coming? Are we getting the iPhone?
Or are we too old now?
Is the PS4 hidden somewhere, or are we too old now? And then finally they're like, you know what, Natty, why don't you go check on over in that drawer? It's happening.
You gotta love a big reveal.
It's too
at
much.
The end.
A big reveal.
And nothing like a little delight on top of everything else.
I also like the idea, thinking of having my own kids, of like, no, this one's from mommy and daddy. Fuck Santa.
Yeah. Like, yeah, Santa couldn't carry this one on the sleigh.
Yeah, like, mom and dad bought this with their own hard-earned money. Yeah. So this is for you from us.
Yep.
Santa got way too much credit in my youth.
Low-key love stocking stuffers.
My parents, chapstick.
Like all the little shit. And then my parents would always say that was from Santa.
Oh,
like Santa filled up the stockings. He'd maybe leave like one or two under the tree. But then my parents were like, this is from mom and dad.
Yeah.
Mom and dad. Clothes again. Now I'm all about it.
Now I'm all about it. You're a little fashionista. Are we doing Christmas presents this year, you and I?
I'm in if you're in. But if that's stressful, I'm also down to do the trade. If that sounds stressful.
Vic and I this year were like, let's not.
Well, we'll take this offline.
I'll get you something. Let's take this offline. Let's think about it.
Take this offline. All right, we're going to hit you guys with one Dear Demoted. I will read it. This is called Working with Boring Old People, submitted by Shugga, Shuggga. Dear Demoted, I love this show, and I love listening to you both. I'm 28 years old, working for a government entity. I've been here for 4 years now, so I've somewhat adjusted, ... But every single person I work with is at least twice my age. How do I have fun working with boring old people that I may not relate to? This was my first big boy job, so I never have had an opportunity to work with peers my age. Could you discuss any pros or cons with working with differently aged coworkers? Thank you, Shugga. Shugga.
Okay, Shugga, thank you for your vulnerability. Thank you for sharing. I will share a little story, Shugga, that my first and kind of only job was working at Deloitte.
You work with old heads.
With a bunch of old heads.
Yeah.
And the key to being, bringing the fun with you wherever you go is, one, realizing that old people are fun as hell.
They're just young people in old bodies.
And they're not even that old, probably.
Right. They're 35.
The older I get, the more I realize, like, my parents are so fun.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's just, age is but a number.
It is. And it's a mentality.
You also have to bring the fun, because these people probably have families. They're just like, I work to live. Yeah. Get me home, especially government job. 5 p.m. hits, you're slamming the laptop shut, you're done.
Well, Elon's coming in. He's going to fix that shit.
Please.
He said so.
He said so.
Because
he said so. But like, this is, you got to bring the fun. So when I was interning in the middle of
Missouri,
every night we'd be like, I'm like, team happy hour. We're going to the one single Mexican spot right across the street from the Holiday Inn, and we're getting absolutely hammered.
Chili's is not a Mexican place, but yeah.
But that's what it was. No, that's like literally what it was.
It's an Applebee's or something.
And so I would make us have fun. And actually at the end of the project, my manager, Katie, was like, thank you so much for like bringing me out of my shell. Like, I haven't had fun like that in years. I'm like, well, enjoy the hangover. See you next week.
Exactly. It is what you make it. And like, I do believe old people are just young people in old body. Like the
best quote I hear is like, your parents
young.
are just experiencing things for the first time too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you think your parents know everything, and then you see these like moments of vulnerability of like, oh God, wait, they actually have no idea.
Yeah. I mean, of course it does suck. Like, I feel very lucky that a lot of my peers were my age, and like, they're my friends, and like, we're going through the same stages of life together at the same time. Like, that's awesome. You know what? You're just not in that situation, but these people are cool, and you can definitely have fun with them.
Yeah.
Some maybe not, but
sometimes work is work and play is play.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't always have to mesh, and sometimes there's beauty in that.
Yeah.
I go home to my girlfriend, or I go home to my friends and my roommates, and like, that's my fun time, and work is work.
Exactly.
Right? No shame in that.
Exactly. Or, just start bringing a +1 around. dial it up, get weird.
Absolutely.
You know? Or don't.
Sugar, thank you. I love your
Sugar.
name. I love everything about you. And I hope we get to meet one day. I hope our paths cross.
Yeah. And then we can all be roughly the same age except me because I'm way older than you.
Let's read a review. This one is by Sharon Kerr.
Sharon Kerr.
Fun, hilarious, and insightful. Ross and Natalie crack me up. I was fans of both previously, so I was stoked when they started a podcast together. See, this is the sentiment that we were hoping every single follower of ours would have.
This is that one little in the concentric, the tiny little right where they touched.
That's exactly what I was hoping for. Anyway, they have great banter. I love hearing about their experiences and advice through a comedy lens. In fact, I'm in it for the comedy more than the corporate advice. It's perfect for my commute. The podcast is perfect. Don't change a thing. We won't.
Because we don't know how.
Thought about it. This is all we know.
Yeah. Our year in review was, well, what we're doing isn't growing the podcast at all. Should we keep doing it? Yeah. Stay the same, baby.
Stay the same. Nothing's going to change. So thank you, Sharon. We won't change. And we love you.
We love you, Sharon. All right. Quick shout outs. Knock them out. Then we'll do we'll do some CTAs.
Here's a little Christmas shout out for all of you.
Here we go. Shout out to Benji, the office superhero who can solve any problem with a cup of coffee, a nod, and a wink. If that isn't corporate Riz, I don't know what is. Loving the pod. Keep them coming. From Shooter McGavin, 650.
Thanks, Shooter.
Thanks, Shooter.
Big shout out to Jay, the true definition of a ride or die. Thanks for always having my back and occasionally my front, especially during those late night deadline crunches. True Moterheads over here. Kate, hang on.
Thanks for always having my back.
Are Jay and Kate banging?
I have to assume, because if he's going to have her front and back, especially during those late night deadline crunches, which if
Kate's giving up her front in the late night,
if they're doing late night crunches together, that's all I'm imagining. That's together. Jay and Kate. Okay. Well, good job. All right. Local shout out to Bo, the Demoted editor, for always advocating for keeping the most heinous podcast moments in the episode, bringing you bangers such as the prostate exam, mile high clubbing, and the redheaded horseman. Great work putting all the puzzle pieces together over the last year. Happy holidays to you, Maggie, and Rocky, from an anonymous producer who we won't name.
I will give a shout out to Talon, our producer, who we reference a lot in the pod.
Definitely not the anonymous one we just referenced, though.
While we rip on you constantly because it's just part of our shtick, we could not do this without you.
Absolutely no chance.
You make the outlines for us. You make us laugh when we read your outlines.
Your suggestions are awful and hilarious, but also sometimes awesome.
You are funny. I think you've gotten funnier. You know us through and through. You know our humor. We've gotten the pod flow down just to an awesome process, and we couldn't do any of this without you, Talon. Merry Christmas from Ross and I.
Here's to another 10 years of this horse shit.
Yeah, we love you.
We love you, Talon. All right, few CTAs from you folks. Again, send us your holiday party confessions, experiences, all that bullshit.
Audio,
memos, demotedpodcast.com. It's on there. You can do it. Just record a little voice memo on your phone, put it in a little submission form. Boom, bada boom, bada bing. We got it.
Bada bing. That's all we need. Send your SKO confession. Sales kickoff season's coming up.
Yep.
What have you heard? What have you done? What have you experienced? Tell us.
Sing a Christmas carol at that like button.
Turn that light on at that like button.
Exactly. I don't know what else. What are other Christmas themes?
Shoot a Christmas light at the like button.
Shoot a Christmas light.
Unwrap that like button.
Unwrap that subscribe button.
Put that subscribe button under your tree.
Light 8 candles for that subscribe button, if you would.
Put the elf on the shelf near the subscribe button and maybe smash it.
Comment interesting posts on everything, everywhere, all the time. Send us your shout outs. Comment on Spotify, which is new. You can comment on that shit. Spotify's doing this whole social piece, which is kind of tight. If you're an Apple Podcast person, that's fine. If you're YouTube, even better, because nobody watches our shit on YouTube. It'd be great if you guys did. But until next time, fam, happy holidays, happy new year, and we will see you in the 2025 version of
Demoted. See you next year.